Everybody, wanted to share some highlights from my race with the sport class at Virginia International Raceway with Porsche Club of America on the Series 11 Race 2 for this season. So we'll jump right into it, but I'm going to jump around a little bit on the couple of the laps that we did, get to the big mistake I made in the pits and what happened, and then the finish.
So it looks like we will have 48 cars starting out here today, and they're just about to take off behind the pace car as it is. It's a long track, but this is going to be a busy one, Joey.
Yeah, anytime you pack this many cars on VIR, it is going to be extremely busy. We're going to be running into lap traffic sooner rather than later as we get the shots of all these guys inside of their sim rigs. And we do have a shortened pace lap here at VIR, so the car's already approaching what is roller coaster.
Yep, it's thankfully going to be a short one, but that means they've got to prep quickly here and be ready to go pretty much almost immediately, and then be ready to plunge down into Horseshoe. Last time we had a good run through that, and then we had a few little hiccups on the way into NASCAR Bend. But we'll see if we can go from, I think it was about 18 drivers last night, to 48 here and still keep it clean with this long run, because they're going to get up a lot of speed by the time they reach there. The 11 car waits patiently for the call from the flag stand as Barney holds the green flag aloft. And there it is, green flag is out. Kevin Yokel does not get a good jump. Dirksen is able to pull up along his outside, but he's going to have to break deep to take this lead away down into Horseshoe. He's going to be able to stay alongside as we go 3 wide behind him. So far, so good.
Yeah, looks like it's still side by side for the lead. It's actually going to be Dirksen on the inside. He's actually going to bring Jason Finch in the 356 along with him as we head down towards turn number 4. This is where the track really starts to slow down, and on these cold tires, you got to be careful.
Wow, Dirksen with a stellar start there. He knew he had an opportunity, and he was not going to give it up as they work their way through the snake. Still not seen any major incidents so far. Sengupta, though, looks like he might not be on the track. Not sure if he had to bring it down to pit lane for some reason. But we do have 47 of them working their way now through South Bend and towards the oak tree for the first time. They need a good launch, Joey, off of this corner.
It is the most important corner on the racetrack because it leads out onto the longest straightaway where you reach your top speeds and things are getting checked up behind. But as is a 45 car field, that is going to happen. You see him already side by side further back, but Derek Dirksen really turning on the jet, starting to run away.
Really impressed so far with this start. Yeah, it's everybody's really minding their P's and Q's. Now it's in the roller coaster, this time at speed, and it's very single file for most of the field into this one. Kind of don't blame them on this first lap, just getting this all underway and rolling. So Dirksen will be your new leader at the end of lap 1. Yokel will manage to at least get back into second, and Finch will be third.
Whoa, lap 1 accomplished, but we've still got plenty more. 40 minutes is what is on the clock for tonight's race. So you can see on the top of the screen, got the battle for 8th. On the bottom is the battle for the lead. It's still Kevin Yokel in that number 11, giving chase to Derek Dirksen, but it's pretty calm throughout the top 3, just kind of giving chase. Really consider that the top 7 trying to break away.
Sengupta is back out on the track, but he is a lap down. I'm guessing he may have had a connection problem for what it looks like. So, in fact, he's parked it back in pit lane once again. Not sure what is going on there. Meanwhile, watching that battle for P8 at the top of your screen, Gibson ahead of Martin, Eskridge, Bergeron, and Jarawala. In fact, quite a few cars trailing him fittingly through the snake and now up into the climbing S's. Let's see if anybody can get close enough to set themselves up out of Oak Tree.
I love that high-speed section of the racetrack, and in these modern GT3 cars, it really is flat out. Put your foot to the floor, let that thing do its grip thing underneath you, and it just climbs you all the way up through. But be careful, because turn 10, it can be a doozy.
Absolutely, and so look at how close the battle is for 21st as well. Ward Preston being trailed by Andrew Long, climbing over the rear of that car. He's going to get a nice slipstream and poke his nose out to the left-hand side. Now he's going to have to outbrake him into the roller coaster to top it off. Does he have the guts and the grip to do it? No, he does not. He backs out.
And still a little bit of side-by-side, but you're right, doesn't quite get his nose far enough in there. As they go down the hill into Hogpen, you really got to trust the compression in this section of the racetrack that it's going to catch the car. It's kind of an unnerving feeling. You'd go charging into that corner with way too much speed and just trust that you're going to come out the other side.
Back to John Gibson once again. Hasn't been overtaken for that P8 quite yet, but he still has a whole heap of cars breathing down his neck. And this view over the rear wing really does give you an idea of how many he can see in his mirror. As we take a look back at him through left hook now and then into the right-hander that leads to the snake. Long double apex corner here and then pretty much single file through this back and forth flat out section.
You can see on the bottom of your screen, Derek Dirksen still has a handy gap over the number 11 and the number 356. It really has become these top three cars that have started to gap it out over Steve Komatz there in the 4th place position. So I've got my eye on the top three, see if any of these start to close up at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about how that'll play over the long term because whenever the pole sitter isn't able to lead after the first lap, you wonder if that was a mistake or if he just kind of had a fluke on the qualifying laps. Carl Boccieri, in the meantime, not up to the heights that we've seen from him previously. He is down in 37th, but his psychedelic paint is hard to miss.
It looks kind of like an art car out there, doesn't it? Or either that or one of those puddles out in front of AutoZone.
Yeah, you know, that might be the inspiration for that one. But there you go. AutoZone maybe should use that as their new paint scheme on cars they sponsor as we continue to follow the leaders there on the bottom as well.
Back up here on lap 16 and see what happens. You can see there's several lap cars between me and the 3 leaders. I'm still in P4. The gap's a little bit up there, but we're going to work really hard to try to close that gap off. So I'm just hoping they're going to go in, or that they're not going to go in pits, because I have to. And if they do, it's going to be a mess getting in there. But fortunately, they continue on. And that's P1, 2, and 3 right in front of me.
Pit lane speed limit is 37 miles per hour.
Getting into the yellow cones.
Box in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, pause it here. Watch the car ahead of me. Jason Finch is going to go up on the jacks to change tires, and so am I. And you can see that it's less than 2 seconds, so I'm less than 2 seconds behind him in the pit.
Box now.
Okay, he's up, and I'm up. And so we're going to pause it again. He's going to drop off the jacks. He's taking fuel. He's taking 2 front tires, probably 2 fronts. And my plan was to take 2 fronts and just enough fuel to make it to the finish line. So I should drop about the same, less than 2 seconds after he does. But watch what happens or what doesn't happen. Okay, boom, he's down, and I should be down, but I'm not. I completely rebuilt the software and iRacing, and including Windows 7 or Windows 10, sorry. Operating system. In doing so, I made some changes, and unfortunately the changes were undone during some of the process. So I ended up taking double fuel and 4 tires. So I had iRacing fuel me, and I had crew chief fill me. So I had double the gas and double the tires. So watch what happens now. I should be already out. There goes another car behind me, another car behind me. That was behind me, now they're in front. Okay, now I'm out, but there's 3 cars that just went past on the track. 4th car.
It's the car approaching.
Car, so
don't cross the white
6th
line.
car. That's 10 cars that just passed me. 11. Fortunately, some of them are lap cars and back markers, but I believe the guy right ahead of me is on the same lap. So we're going to spin through this lap relatively quickly here.
Doing that, Robert.
Early.
No.
I'm pitting.
Okay, so fortunately somebody goes off for a
Thank you,
pit.
Will.
Pit stop is 1. I got to run on this guy. I got to get past him. This is for position. Outbrake. It's so easy to miss your brake mark there and go right out to the grass. So I was a little risk there, but I made it. Speed it up again. A lot of cars up there I gotta pass if I'm gonna try to get back anything I just lost. And we're on lap 18 of 23. So the snake and the S's are not really where you want to pass, but he makes a little bit of a mistake and they slow both each other down. So I'm getting a run, I see that, so I get on it right here. And he's got a blue flag, so meaning that he knows he's a lap down and I'm not. So he moves over and sees his face. I'm sure I can get by, he's not going to fight me. He's a lap down. So is this guy. But I got a good run on that one, so I kind of expected to get that pass right there. Okay, now we've made it up to P8. We do have a couple of lapped cars between P and P9. Sorry, P7. Probably 7, 8 seconds or so that I remember at this point. And not a lot of laps. And these guys are quick that are up there, so it's going to be tough to run close. We'll see what we got. That's an off track. So I ended up with 3 track violations, which is actually pretty good for me. I think in 14 they force me drive through the pits, and that's enough to lose sometimes 5, 10 spots throughout the field like this. Track temperature is 95 degrees, pretty warm. It's not as hot as it gets here. It gets up to 130, 140 in the summer. This race is scheduled for July 4th on the sim simulation date and time. It is overcast. Speed it up again.
Go, James. About to hit me.
That's great. I'm done.
There's some custom review and instead of
I got a lap car, so he knows it. He's moving out of my way.
Thank you,
He's not gonna
Antonio.
block me. Make space.
Yeah, it's under review. Thank you.
So that's the end of the lapped cars. And now it's just between me and trying to catch up to P7.
Trying to stay out of your way, guys.
And we're on lap 21, so I'll steer you there. Running the time because I'm pretty much out here by myself for the rest of the day. I believe. You can see him in the automatic. So
I'm gonna lift.
Thank you.
So all in all, I think I pulled out a couple of seconds out of that gap, 257, but
Well,
not enough. It's right there. Anyways, thanks for watching. And,